Sir, Jai Hind all. Myself Pradeep Kumar Tripathi, Assistant Professor in IT Department. Today we have discussed the lecture series of OOPS with Java. We have already delivered 2 lectures. Now let us start from the third lecture. Third lecture is flow control in Java. How to handle the flow and how the use of flow controls. In the overview, in the Java we have a different type of flow controls, like first if else statements, switch statements, loops, while, break and continue. That we have already we have discussed all these topics in this particular lecture. Now it's in the programming, suppose we have a statement like if percentage is 90% above, if that assign the grade A. If percentage is above 75%, we assign the grade B. Suppose like this type of scenario we have arise in the programming, how it is handled in the particular Java. Then we have to use the if else statements that we have done in Java. Suppose this is the basic syntax of if statements. If and condition, then define the statements. Suppose we have a boolean value like expression age is greater than 18. The condition is true, then the statement is executed. If condition is false, then the statements are skipped. How it is handled in particular Java programming? Suppose we have a class if statement, we have declared the particular class, and we have a public state void main, that is the basic syntax of declaration, and we have a number of 10. If number is less than 0, then we have print about number is negative. If number is greater than 0, in the outside the if block. This is the basic syntax and execution of if statement. We have declared some variables and we have checked the particular conditions. If the condition is satisfied, then statement is executed. If condition is not satisfied, then statement is not executed. How the output of this particular program? In this particular program, we have defining the number 10 and we have considering the number is less than 0. That is called negative number. If number is greater than 0, then outside the statement. So what is the output of this particular program? In this particular program, number is 10 and we have 10 is less than 0. We have compared 10 is less than 0. It is true or it is false? It is false. So this output is statement outside if block. If else statements, this is the particular if statement, only if. If we can handle the more than one statement in the particular if statement, then we have used the if else statements for that particular purpose. How it is can be used? This is the basic code block of if else statement. If statement, if with the condition and the else with the condition. Here we can use the blocks of code that we have executed in the if. If we want to execute the in the else block, we have written in this particular block. Suppose we have a program of this type of program, we have used the if statement and else statement also. The program will do one task, code inside if block if the condition is true, and the another task codes inside else block if the condition is false. This is the basic example of if else statement. Here we have defined the class, public static void main and integer declaration, variable declaration, and the number is greater than 0, that is number is positive. This is the if statement. If else statement, system that the number is not positive, that is the statement of else, and outside the if else block we have the statement of statement out if else block. This is the three type of statement we have declared in this particular program. One statement is here, another statement is here, another statement is here. How it can be executed? We have checked the first condition. The first condition is true because 10 is a positive number and 10 is greater than 0. So we have compared 10 is greater than 0. Then this particular statement will be executed. The number is positive. So this particular output is printed. If this statement is not true, then this particular statement is executed. If both are not executed, then system last statement is printed. So this is the program which we can use the if else statement. This is the basic flow control in a Java. Flow control means that we have run our program, how the program code will be executed through the lines of code, how the path can be executed, that is called flow control. So if else statements, if in the Java we have an if else if ladder that can be used to execute one block of code among the multiple other blocks. What do you mean multiple other blocks? Suppose we have a if statement and else if, more than one else if conditions are there, then we can use this particular type of code in this the programming. Suppose we have a if condition and we have more than one condition in the else block. We have also defined that particular scenario. How it can be executed? If the first condition is true, this is the working of else if and else if programs are there. So we can discuss about the else if program. If the first condition is true, then this particular program has executed an else if statement. Code after if the second condition is this and all conditions are false and this. This is the ladder of if ladders. How it can be used? Suppose we have discussed about first condition is true, then we have go to the if number is greater than 0, the code will be executed. Otherwise goes to the else if program number equal to 0, otherwise goes to the else part that will be executed. Code that is the after if that will be executed. If first condition is true, then we have a flow of program. If second condition is true, this is the flow of diagram, flow of program. This is the first condition true, the flow of program. If second condition is true, this is the flow of program. If the all conditions are false, this is the flow of that particular program. So here we have discussed about the conditions. First condition is true, then we follow the another flow. If second condition is true, we have follow the another flow. If all the conditions are false, then we follow the others. So this is the all about conditions and if else and else if statements, if working of else if ladder program in the particular Java. Suppose we have a example of number, that is a positive number and negative numbers, and we have defining the class main and public static void main. If the number is equal to 0, if we define the number equal to 0, then we have checked the positive number and negative number. If both conditions are false, then else statements are printed. Suppose in this particular program, number is defining 0 and we have checked the number is greater than 0. 0 is greater than 0. This is condition is true? No. This condition is true? No. What is the output of this particular program? this particular program is number is 0. Both conditions are false. In that particular case, the flow of program moves from the if statement. First of all, we have cursor of int number 0, then goes to the this particular condition is false, then another goes to the this particular of flow, this is the false, then goes to the last one else part, that is the printed on the output. In this particular else if series, there are if statement, one is if statement we can use, then if else statement we can use, and we have used multiple if, else if required, then we can use multiple type of else if statements. And last, this is the flow control of if else program. How we can use the switch statement in particular Java? The switch statement allow to execute a block of code among the many alternatives like switch and expression. We have defined the particular expression and particular case values, and we have the multiple break statement that we can use in a programming. Suppose we have a simple example of switch statement. We have defined the some numbers, and we can check the particular size of some shirts or pants or something else. We can check the numbers, and this is the simple program of switch statement. We have defined the class main and public static void main, that is a basic syntax, and we can define the integer number is 44, and we can check the particular number is small, medium or large. Then we have passed the switch statement, and we can pass that particular number to the switch statement. Switch is the syntax and the number is statement that we have passed. We have passed the number of 44 in the particular number, and we can check case 29 size is small and break. If case 42 size is medium and break, match the value of weak, case 44 and the large. So this particular value can be checked from this, check from this and check from this. The matching value is case 44, that is the size of particular apparel, and this is the output of this switch statement is size is large. So in this particular switch statement, we can define the numbers or some characters, and we will pass from switch statement by using this particular syntax. So this is the output of that particular program. So we can use switch statement in this particular program, and how we can execute the flow of program in switch state. Now we have moved the loops part. There are three types of loop we can use in a Java programming: for loop, while loop and do while loop. Let's start from the beginning, from the for loop. In the for loop, we have already know about the what is the body of for loop: initial expressions, conditions and output, update expressions, sorry. And the particular program to print the numbers from 1 to 5, this is the basic program that we have used using the for loop in Java. Class main, we have defined public static void main, that is the syntax part, and integer number equal to 5 because we want to print from number 1 to 5, so that we can use number equal to 5. And the for loop, integer initial I equal to 1 and I less than n and plus I, and this particular print ln I. This is the basic program of print numbers from 1 to 5 by using the for loop. This is the basic program of loop. How it loop can be work in this particular manner? We have already know about the initialization I equal to 1 and I less than or equal to n. N, that means n equal to 5. We have already defined n equal to 5. And increment, that is a plus I. So we can use 1 and number is checked, 1 is less than or equal to 5, then goes to the print. Where again check I equal to 2, because post increment of I, then I equal to 2, check 2 is less than or equal to 5, again print 2. This particular manner we can check all the numbers I equal to 3, I equal to 4 and I equal to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the output of that particular program. This is a simple program. And this particular program, we want to print about the while loop. How it can be implemented? We can use simple class main public static void main and declare the number value from I equal to 1 and n equal to 5. And the while loop that can be defined like this: while and condition of that particular program, what we want condition I equal to less than or equal to 1, we have defined condition over here, and we can print that particular program by using this type of statements. Now we will move on the Java break statement. What is the break statement? We can discontinue from the particular statement or particular loops or particular cursor or particular control of the program. While working with the loops, it's sometimes desirable to skip some content inside the loop or terminate the loop immediately without checking the text expressions. The break statement in the Java terminate the loop immediately, and control of the program moves to the next statement following by the loop. So this is a basic picture of while loop and break statement, how it can be worked. Suppose like this, while and text expression are mentioned. If the condition to the break, we can use the break. After using the break, we can move out from the block of that particular loop. We can use the if loop, and after if loop we can use break statement, and that immediately we can discontinue from that particular loop and we can move outside the block. In another scenario, we can use the do while loop. In this particular program, it is also working like that. We can move out from the loop. So this is the 3 cases we can use working of Java break statement. In the break statement in Java, terminate the loop immediately, and the control of the program moves to the next statement by following the loop. So this is the scenario that we can use in particular programming language. And after the break statement, one statement is also used in the programming, that is the continue. What do you mean continue? The continue statements skip the current iteration of a loop, and after the continue statements, the program moves to the end of the loop, and the text expression is evaluated, update the statement evaluated in the case of the for loop. For the particular this program, we have defined the class main and the public static void main, that is the basic syntax, and we can use the for loop. And if the value of I is between 4 to 9, the continue is executed. If the continue is executed, if the value is more than 9 or less than 4, then it can be outside the block. In this particular program, we have using this loop, and the value of I is between 4 and 9. The continue is executed. Continue statement is if I is greater than 4 and I is less than 9, then continue. Otherwise, this statement is outside the block. So if we want to the program moves to the end of the loop, we can use the continue statement. Continue statement basically used for the skip the current iteration of the loop. If we want to skip some iterations, then we can use the continue statement in a particular program. This is the output of that particular program, and that is a out of the 4. If the value of I is between 4 and 9, then we can use that particular iteration. In this particular program, if we do not use the continue statement, then the output of this particular program is 1 to 10 numbers that can be printed in this format. We can use the continue statement and skip some iterations. Here is the output of this particular program: 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 and 10. These are the statement. So it is used in the particular Java statement. So we have discussed about if else, continue and break statements and while statements. This is the flow control of a particular Java program. Now we have moved on the Java array. What is array? Array is the collection of similar types of data. For example, if we want to store the name of the employee of 100 people, that we can create an array of string type that can be stored on the 100 names. What is the basic syntax of that particular array? Then we can use the string array, new and string, and we have defined our 100, that is the numbers of data. Suppose in this particular example, we want to use 100 names in that particular array. So we can define that the size of array, and it is the basic syntax, that is the defining the data type and defining the data type: string, array, new, string and size of that particular data type. Above array cannot store the more than 100 values in a particular array because Java array is fixed. For the double, we can use to define the number of element that array can hold. We have to allocated memory for array in Java. For example, we have used double, array and data. This is the allocation of memory, because this is the basic syntax of allocation of the memory in particular Java. In Java, we can declare and allocate the memory of array in one single statement. We can use this type of statement because if we want to declare some array, then this is the syntax. We can also combine these two type of statement in a single line like this. Here we can use double, array and data. Declaration of array, allocation of memory, that is the data, new, double and size. We can combine these two statements into one type of statement, that is double, data and new double. This is the single statement that is used to the declare and initialize and allocation the memory in that particular array. How to initialize the array in Java? In Java, we can initialize the array during the declaration. For example, we have created an array named age and initialized it with the value inside the curly braces like this. We can declare the array int age equal to new int 5 and initialize the value of age 0 is 12, age 1 is 4, age 2 is 5 and more than value we can store like this fashion. How to access the element of array in Java? We can access the element of an array using index number. We can here we have the syntax of accessing the element of array. We can pass the array and index number. Suppose we have an array of A and the index number of 1. This is the print statement. Suppose we have an array of 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose value of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What is the output of this particular statement? This particular statement output is 6 because array 1 is the holding the value of 6, because by default array is starting from the initial index is 0. So this is the statement that we can use to access the element in a Java. Here is the example of simple array declaration and accessing of that particular array declaration. We can use this program class main and public static void main, that is a basic syntax, create an array age, and given the value of that particular array is 12, 4, 5, 2 and 5, and accessing all the elements by using the index number. Suppose we have a first number is 0. What is the value of 0? In this particular array, this is the value of 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are the index number. These are the index number, and we can access that particular array from index number. Suppose A0, that is 12, A1, that is 4, A2, that is 5 and A3, that is 2 and A5, that is 5. Because this is the all elements, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, all the fifth elements are printed in this particular program. Simple array is declared and access that particular by index number. Suppose looping through array elements in the Java, we have also the loop through each element of a Java. For example, using the loops, we can create the particular array, and for the print purpose we can use the loop for the print statement. In this particular program we have access all the element, but lines of code are more, because we have print for single line. For the single element we have used 5 times this particular statement in the printing of all the elements. Now we have this program is converted a short line of code by using the loop. We can pass the logic, we can pass the conditions. In suppose we have creating this particular array, and by using this loop, integer I equal to 0, I less than age dot length I plus plus, then print age I. So these 2 lines of code can be replaced 5 lines of code. So looping with array, looping through array element, we can easily understand and easily implement it and improve the performance of particular program in the terms of time complexity. This is the output of that particular program we want to print in this particular program. Now we have some array and some linked list and some other data type also we can use in particular flow of control programs. In the flow of control program, in this, suppose we have a program of this particular array and we use that particular values 12, 4 and 5. If we want to use by using some other loops, we can also use that particular loops. Suppose we want to using the while loop, we want to using the do while loop, we can also implement this particular program by using the loops, while loop, do while loop, for loop. So flow control is a basically ease of flow control makes help to the program easily and easily understandable. Suppose we have an IT background, we can easily understand the programming logics, but if we do not have an IT background, so how can be easily understood? We can easily understand by the flow control, because flow control is the path of a program that we can use in a particular programming. We can use how the one statement can be executed from another. This is the flow control. Suppose this particular program, we have a line of code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 line of code we can use, and by the help of loop we can easily convert it into the 2 lines of code. Only the 6 line of code can be replaced by the 2 lines. So this is the improvement of loop by using the array. And the array, simple array is defining in other particular languages, simply define a and size of variables like this. In the particular Java, we can combine the declaration part and allocation part both simultaneously. So it is very easy to handle the array in a Java program. And we have also the linked list part in this particular programming part, and in the next lecture we can discuss about the linked list, how the linked list can be used with the using of loops, and how the linked list are completed and how the linked list are accessed. Then we can discuss in next lecture series, and this is all about the flow control part of Java. In next lecture we can discuss about the next part, flow control,